Hey everyone, what is going on? My name's Live, and in today's video, I'm going to be doing something totally original that's never been done before, and I'm going to do a top 10 list for Payday 2. The first one I've ever done. It may well be the first of a series if people want to see more of these, but we'll take it as it goes, see how you respond to this video. But I put a poll out asking which video you would like to see the most, and the one that won was top 10 heists in Payday 2. So, I have got a list of my top 10 favourite heists, and also discussed with some of my friends to try and get a good, holistic viewpoint rather than just picking my favourite ones out of a list, because my favourites may not agree with you. And I've got a top 10 list with a couple of special mentions I'll feature towards the end of the video. I'm going to go through and just discuss what I think are my favourite heists, and generally the best heists for Payday 2 on Xbox One and PS4. So this will not include heists from PC, because I don't play PC, and it would not be fair for me to include heists that I haven't actually played myself. Now, two things very quickly before I roll the intro. First off, I'm still really ill. I'm coughing my lungs up every 30 minutes, so my voice probably doesn't sound perfect. If it doesn't, I apologise. Second off, please remember that this is just my own personal ordering. While I have tried to be unbiased, there will be bits that I have personally put in with my own opinion and my own preference. If you don't like it, that is fine, but word it in a constructive way in the comments. Don't just say I'm an idiot for picking a certain heist, because I'll just ignore and or delete the comments. I'm not going to take abuse from it. It's just not really what I'm after. I'm happy to constructive criticism as long as it is constructive and not abusive. But either way, let's get into the video and talk about our top 10 Payday 2 heists on Xbox One and PS4. Roll the intro. So to kick off this list with number 10, we're going to be looking at Cook-Off, a heist that was added a few years ago on PC, came onto console a few updates back, and all it is the first day of the Rats heist from Hector, but extended to go on for as long as you wish. The first heist, I believe, that actually did this on Payday 2. People had asked Overkill to make the cooking meth activity its own heist, so you can go into the house that you used on Rats Day 1 to cook 7 bags of meth, but you can go on for as long as you want, with Bile sending in more ingredients should you need them. This comes in at the bottom of the list because it isn't exactly unique or special. It's cool to cook meth, and it's not in nearly that as many heists as it could well be, but it's good because it kind of makes it more special when you can actually do it. But cooking meth is fun in the game. It is really enjoyable. The randomization of which ingredients go in this heist can be a bit frustrating, although I appreciate that without that the heist would probably be too easy. But it's really nice, it's relaxing, and it's a good heist to play when A, you're looking for money or XP, or B, you don't know what else to play. It's a nice heist to just kill an hour on and get some really good XP and money out of and just have a good time. So Cook-Off is our number 10 spot. But moving up to number 9, this is one of my own more personal choices. Some of my friends didn't really agree with me on this one, but at number 9, I'm putting Stealing Christmas in the list. One of Vlad's seasonal Christmas heists. This, in my opinion, is possibly my favourite Vlad heist. There's just something about this that I really enjoy. I think it's the whole structure of being based inside of a mall, but also all the different aspects of loot you can take. So you can go in all different safes, all different shops. You got ATM loot, you have jewelry, you have cash, and just the idea of running around and getting certain bits of loot that may have cocaine in and exploring them all. I like the layout of it, I like the way it runs, and there isn't a lot more to that. The section on the roof with snipers, etc., and planting C4 on the top can get really annoying, but Stealing Christmas is a good, fun one. Again, when I'm not really sure what else to play, that's one that I will always go back to, because I have a lot of fun playing it and getting all the loot nice and easy. It's nice and methodical, it's nice and simple, and it's nice and enjoyable. At number 8, we've got the first, but definitely not the last, of our dentist heist with the diamond. The heist set inside the McKendrick Museum, where you have to steal a priceless diamond worth millions of dollars, the price varying depending on the difficulty you play on. This heist is really nice. There are a lot of things you can pick out in terms of praise for this. The map's layout is a bit linear, though. I will say that. The fact that it's basically just a square museum with a few little bits that come off in an underground basement. It's a nice thought, but it's a little bit too linear for me. Trying to get around and dodge guards can be a little bit difficult, but I do really like the design. The loot options, the fact that you can cut the glass open like it's Indiana Jones and steal some loot that varies from different architectural eras, etc. There's some really, really nice themes to that, and also the actual chamber of the diamond, being able to cut a path across and walk across without triggering the alarm. That's a really nice touch, although the patterns on the floor are usually a bit too difficult. I'll find myself in stealth doing it a few times until I get a really good pattern and then going across the tiles. So possibly a downside, but the layout of the map, the structure of it, the loot options, and just the whole theme, I really, really like. Up next at number 7, we've got Scarface Mansion, our only entry from The Butcher, which was released at the same time as the Scarface character pack, adding the legendary drug lord himself, Tony Montana, into the game. The map design in this is one of the best maps I've seen in a while. I really like the organization of it, the design of it, and the themes of it. I really, really do enjoy exploring it. going around looking for loot. It's such good fun. Although there are a few things that do annoy me. For instance, the ending of the heist, whether you do it stealth or loud, can be a little bit frustrating. It does kind of grind my gears a bit. The fact that you have to move all the bags in a certain way and get around in certain areas, it can get really frustrating dodging guards, or if you're loud, there are just too many snipers. Like, I mean, snipers are an issue on a lot of heists, but it's particularly prevalent on this one. Trying to dodge snipers can be really frustrating and really, really difficult. And then also when you're playing loud, trying to wait for the floor safe to open just takes a bit too long. Like, thermal drills are long enough, waiting for them to go for 6 minutes or so, but waiting for a floor safe to take nearly as long, it's just not fun. I much prefer doing it in stealth, but stealth can just be really stressful, so that's why it's not higher up the list, but it is a really fun heist in general with a few flaws, so that's why it's in our number 7 slot. But next up at number 6, this is where I think the list really does start to take off. There's quite a few here that I really wasn't sure how to order, and this is where it starts. Number 6, we have Shadow Raid, the infamous and first stealth-only heist that was ever added to Payday 2. If you've never played Shadow Raid, then you really don't know what you're missing out on. It is a brilliant heist for anyone who enjoys stealth, even slightly in Payday 2. It gives you this massive warehouse to explore with over 20 different bags of loot to secure in your van or any other place. Pre-planning really comes into play here, so choosing where you can have spy cams to look out for guards, or how you're going to get into the warehouse and out of it, or even where you drop off the bags. There's some really good customization in pre-planning. The warehouse itself has lots of different options and different loot spawns in different places. Sometimes the crates you can open don't always have good loot, and sometimes you find a few too many of the crates are empty, but certain runs will have more, certain runs won't. And Shadow Raid to me is a really good solo stealth heist, and that's why trying to get into the vault being really difficult single player can be very annoying, because it has a 10-second time lock, and if you don't put 2 key cards in the vault within 10 seconds of each other, it locks permanently, so that gets annoying. I think really if Overkill were to make it a bit more solo stealth friendly, they could bump it up to 15 or 20 seconds, but the heist's been out for so long now that I don't think they'll ever do that. But Shadow Raid, if you like stealth in any way, shape or form, I don't need to defend the heist. I don't need to say why it's good at all. Everyone knows why it's good. It's fun, it's simple, and it's perfect for anyone who likes stealth even in the slightest in Payday 2. Next up at number 5 is the first, but definitely not the last mention of banks in this game. We have First World Bank. Now, this is a classic heist that was ported over from Payday the Heist. I wasn't going to pick classic heists, but I thought it doesn't really matter too much. You can play it in Payday 2. It's the same difference as anything else. First World Bank is definitely the best heist from the first game that we have on console. We don't currently have Mercy Hospital or the Diamonds, so maybe that would sway my opinion, but out of the 7 that we have, First World Bank is just great. I am one of those people, as a lot of you know, who just loves a good old-fashioned bank heist in Payday 2. They're one of my favourite things to see in the game, and the layout of it is really nice. I like the way the map's laid out, the different sections, the front lobby and the back area where the vault is, but there are some gripes I have, and that's why this isn't higher. So first off, doing it loud, it just annoys me, honestly, completely. The whole using a thermal drill to get out of the lobby and not on the actual vault door, that's frustrating. The amount of snipers that can attack you during the drilling is really stupid. If you're going to play First World Bank, I would much rather recommend stealth. It's much easier, it's much simpler, and it's a lot less stressful. But the main criminal offense for First World Bank is that it has mission bags in it, so when you put the first few bags in, they have a far reduced value. That stuff really annoys me, and it's one of the things about the early heists in the game that generally really grinded my gears, and I'm really glad Overkill stepped away from that when they released new heists. But that is one thing that really annoys me, and that combined with the way it works on loud, but the fun of Overdrill and getting those 70 gold bags and actually managing to pull it off with your friends helped me put it up the list a little bit more. So that's First World Bank at our number 5 spot. Next up, let's take a look at the number 4 slot, for which we have Hotline Miami, a very enjoyable heist that has so many good features to it that I definitely had to put it in the list, but negotiating which ones came where at this point in the list was rather difficult. But why did I pick Hotline Miami? First off, having the optional meth section in day 1 is a really nice touch. As I said earlier, having meth in a heist is a really nice feature. It's not overused, so when it does appear, it's always very much good fun. There's lots of loot opportunities for weapon bags, cash bags, the meth that we've already discussed, and just exploring the map and trying to find more about what's hidden there, as well as in day 2 getting the coke, which has a very interesting mechanic of the faster you get through the heist, the more cocaine you get. A mechanic, funny enough, that was never actually used again, but one that was really good fun, and it really pushed you to get through and do your best to do the heist as fast as you possibly could. The pre-planning in day 1 and day 2 is nice, but it's not really great. Day 2 is just putting down doctor bags and ammo bags, and day 1 it feels like there's a lot to offer, but really it's a few little bonuses like a sniper and killing a few mobsters. There was potential for more, and sadly it wasn't used, but the pre-planning was a nice touch. The objectives in this heist are generally quite original and interesting as well. It's not just do this objective, wait 5 minutes, do this, wait 5 minutes. There's some really good unique stuff to it, blowing up the petrol station, setting cars on fire, opening hatches to underground bunkers. There's some really good fun stuff here, although in day 2 putting the drill on the vault to get the commissar out, It's fun the first time, but when you've done as many bank heists as I've done and you've done as much thermal drilling as you could possibly take in about 50 lifetimes, playing it back does make day 2 a little bit frustrating, and I think that's why at the end of the day it didn't quite go high enough in the list. But either way, we're now in the Olympic podium. We have the top 3, and at number 3, a classic heist from the base game of Payday 2, we have Firestarter. When talking to friends and other people about how to order these heists, one of the heists that came up was Firestarter, for the fact that it's very, very difficult to get bored of this heist. It's one of the very, very base game heists in Payday 2 that came out when the game first launched in 2013, and it's one of those heists that you just never have a dull moment with it. Raiding the warehouses on day 1 and getting all different weapon bags. In day 2, going into the FBI office and getting the service, but on top of that, having the evidence room full of loot that you can just plunder, and if you want, you can do what I do and keep restarting until you get some really good stuff, like gold, or weapons, or coke. And then day 3, finishing off with Payday 2's iconic Harvest and Trustee bank heist. There's just something for everybody, and it's really, really nice. There's good stealth opportunities, and there's good loud opportunities, but with day 1, you can stealth it, but it is a challenge for the elite of the elite in Payday 2, and I can say that for someone who's done almost every single stealth heist in the game, has got to max level and reset his progress to go up again, I've never successfully done Firestarter day 1 stealth, and I will keep trying until one day I do it. But since I didn't pick very many base game heists, and because Firestarter is just such good fun, I had to put it in the top 3 of this list. Next up at number 2, we have the Golden Grin Casino, another one of the dentist's heists. It's kind of showing a theme here. The dentist, in my opinion and in other people's opinions, has some of the best heists in the game. But the Golden Grin Casino is a brilliant, brilliant map. It has so many things going for it that's so unique. First off, the pre-planning is glorious. The amount of options you can pick and how you can plan things out. Although a lot of them do focus on the drill in the loud version, so you could say that while there's a lot of options, they all center on one objective, so it could be spun either way as an advantage or a disadvantage. There are some bugs in this heist that can be a little bit annoying, such as the frame rate drops around, usually in stealth, but also in loud at times. And also when you pick the USB stick up in stealth, there is a chance it will cut off Bane's voice line. You won't know what room you're going to in the casino. So little issues here, but with the heist being as fun as it is, having the objectives that are so unique, like finding codes for the vault in different suitcases around the map, there's so much good going for this heist that those downsides don't weigh it down nearly enough to put it lower in the list. It has to go at number 2 because it's just such a good fun heist, and I really, really, really enjoy it. Before we take a look at the number 1 spot, I have 2 special mentions I'd like to make for heists that I wanted to put on the list but couldn't quite fit them in. First off, we have Murky Station, which is a more general one. I agreed with my friends. It's a really good stealth heist. It just can get a bit annoying trying to get all the loot out, especially when the train cars are in certain places that don't quite work. But it's a nice, quick stealth heist if you want to get something done fast. It's just not the best one and didn't quite fit into the list. And then second off is my own personal choice. There was very little negotiation from my friends here and other people I've spoken to, which is the biker heist. Now, I've said this before, I don't know why I like this heist so much. There's very little going for it that makes it unique and special, but I just really enjoy it. Maybe it's the moving train in day 2, maybe it's getting all the coke and weapons at the start of day 1. There's something about it, I don't know, I had to mention it, but it didn't belong in our top 10 list. But now get your drum rolls going, because we have the number 1 spot for the top 10 heists in Payday 2 on console. It's the Big Bank. Now, for a game like Payday, you probably should have seen a bank heist coming for the top spot and another one of the dentist heists, but there's so much about this heist that just makes it absolutely phenomenal, and that's why it's taken the top spot here. First off, the pre-planning is really good, and there's loads of options in pre-planning that not only just focus on a drill the way Golden Grin Casino does, but you can plan your escape, you can plan how you get into the vault, you can reduce how long it takes to get through the time lock, you can delay the cops, there's all sorts of insider help as well. For stealth, if you want to go that way, and stealth is another good thing about this heist because it's team coordinated. A lot of stealth heists in Payday 2 are done in a way where it's much better and much easier to do it solo. If you do the Big Bank stealth as a team, first off, getting the right computer in the lobby is so much easier, and second off, moving the bags and working together to take out different guards is so much more fun as a team. And at the end of the day, for a 4-player co-op first-person shooter, you want good teamwork in a heist, and Big Bank, it delivers. It delivers so much on a map that is very, very well designed. I have very little issue with how the map is built. The vault is great, the amount of loot is great, perhaps a bit too much, but it's a Big Bank, what do you expect? And generally, it's, for me, the heist that defines Payday 2. It's a bank robbing game, and really, you need to have good banks, and Big Bank really just takes it and runs with it. So Big Bank is our number 1 top spot, and that brings an end to our list of the top 10 Payday 2 heists on Xbox One and PlayStation 4. Do you agree with this list? What do you think belongs where? Would you have changed anywhere I'd have placed certain heists? Please feel free to suggest your changes down in the comments. Let me know about your favourite heists. If you'd like me to do other lists, I'm thinking of top 10 worst heists, as well as maybe top 10 weapons or DLC packs. Characters, I'm going to stay clear of possibly because it's very much objective and it'll just be my own personal list. If you want to see my own personal list, I'll do it, as long as people are aware that it's going to be very personal and not holistic. But other than that, if you have enjoyed this list, please do consider giving it a thumbs up. It is always very much appreciated. And if you are new around here and you fancy seeing more content when I haven't got a croaky throat and coughing up all my lungs all the time, please feel free to hit subscribe because it's quick, it's free, and I'll always love you for doing so. Thank you to everyone currently supporting me over on Patreon. If you'd like to do that, link to that is also in the description. Donations are never expected but are always appreciated. And other than that, thank you all for watching. I will see you all next week with a brand new video. Until then, guys, take it easy, and I'll see you all soon.